It's the classic right-wing tactic. Take a real news story and spin it into a scandal about the president. Don't like his signature health care law? He must be planning to kill Granny. Don't like gun safety measures? The president must be coming for your guns. Upset some IRS bureaucrats focused on Tea Party groups? They must have been doing President Obama's dirty work. And when there's not even a germ of a story to spin, just deny the facts. Like the time Karl Rove had the meltdown on live TV. He refused to believe the president won the election. But perhaps nowhere was more obvious than in the politicization of the tragedy in Benghazi. 4 Americans' lives were lost, but all the right wing did was look at Benghazi as another way to attack the president. It was Benghazi TV over on the propaganda wing of the GOP, rolling coverage, and one attack after another.
Is the Libyan situation another Watergate? That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo.
This president is lying to you about Benghazi in such spectacular fashion that I believe people will go to prison.
Obama did not call this a terror attack in the Rose Garden the day after.
The Obama White House engaged in a widespread cover-up in the immediate aftermath of the Benghazi terror attack, and they did it all simply to win an election.
What happened in Benghazi was a tragedy, but the president didn't lie about it. There was no conspiracy, no cover-up, but the facts never get in the way of a good smear campaign from the right. Joining me now is David Brock, founder of Media Matters. His new ebook is The Benghazi Hoax, which destroys the right-wing obsession with the Benghazi tragedy. David, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
The GOP has relentlessly attacked the administration about Benghazi, but you show how one of the biggest Republican hoaxes is that the president didn't care about what happened. Explain.
Well, look, I think there are 2 things to say right up front. There are 157 attacks on U.S. diplomatic facilities since 1998, and yet Benghazi is the one that has been investigated more than any other. Why? One, the Democrats, most of those happened under Republican administrations, and the Democrats didn't want to dishonor the dead and slander the military and attack the rescue teams for partisan reasons. 2, Benghazi to the Republicans, in their mind, fit a narrative, a long-running narrative that they've tried to press for 5 years now, that President Obama is a weak president, that he leads from behind, that he's sympathetic to terrorism, and that somehow the first black president named Barack Obama is somehow un-American. So there are aspects of this that reminds one of the birther scandal, which is the fact that it's racially tinged. And of course, the truth is that this president pursued stronger, tougher, and more successful global anti-terror policies than George W. Bush did, and you can just ask Osama bin Laden about that.
Now, you know, I want to talk about the attacks on then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. You know, they said she faked a concussion to avoid testifying about Benghazi. Let's listen.
I guess she passed out somewhere. Is she unconscious somewhere?
When you don't want to go to a meeting or a conference or an event, you have a diplomatic illness.
We both have great respect for Secretary Clinton, and you're a Roman Catholic, as am I, so we're now calling this the Immaculate Concussion because
Charles, you had a good line. Hillary has severe Benghazi allergy.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work on that, investigating. She is the first reported case, and it's a very, very severe one.
Very, very severe. Let's see the medical report on that.
I mean, just outrageous. And she did end up testifying, but you debunked this myth as well. How does it get, I mean, how low can you get by mocking her with a genuine medical problem?
That's right. I mean, this is despicable and dehumanizing to use a health issue as a political attack. And, one thing we show in the book is that, Hillary Clinton is certainly not afraid of tough questions from Congress. And every fair assessment after she did testify showed that she hit the ball out of the park, and even Fox's Brit Hume said so. But he was an exception on that network. And one thing we do in the book is show exactly how these scandals were manufactured. And this one almost solely came from the Fox News channel. Yeah. Fox has lied and lied again to its viewers, and in trying to get the message of our book to the Fox audience,
wait a minute.
we even offered them.
Are you implying that Fox lied?
Oh, absolutely. And we've been trying this week to get the truth before the viewers. We offered them a paid ad that points out the facts. They told us this afternoon they wouldn't run it. They didn't say why. And obviously they want to censor the truth from their viewers.
Now, no one was more defamed and smeared than Susan Rice. And you deal with that in your book. And I still think Mr. McCain owes an apology, but you really dealt with how they smeared Secretary Rice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're right that John McCain and Lindsey Graham should be ashamed of what they did in that case. The Susan Rice conspiracy never made any sense, and we take it apart very easily. First, the allegation that she was trying to hide that terror was involved when she went on the Sunday shows makes no sense, because the president, the day after these attacks happened, referred to an act of terror. He did it the next day. When she went on the Sunday shows, she allowed for the possibility that al-Qaeda was involved and said that information was incomplete. And then they tried the talking points controversy, and nothing changes the fact, as General Petraeus testified, that these talking points originated in the intelligence community. They were signed off by the intelligence community, right, not by political aides. And what was at the bottom of trying to withhold some of the classified information was to not tip off the terrorists to a criminal investigation. And so I don't know what the Republicans wanted Susan Rice to do. Go out and disclose classified information the way they did in their Benghazi investigations, where they endangered American lives?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very important book you've written, and you yourself had been a right-wing activist, and you've really come to expose a lot of things that you have been observing and watching for a long time, David.
Yes, I certainly have. And, they've been trying for 40 years to create another Watergate, and they did it all through the Clinton years. And as you pointed out earlier in the show, they did it all through the Obama years. And, my view is Mitt Romney tried to derail Barack Obama in the fall of 2012 with this Benghazi scandal. And if the Republicans want to try it again in 2016, we should welcome that controversy.
David Brock, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Tonight, a new non-apology from the Tea Party extremists who said President Obama bows down to Allah. You won't believe who he's blaming for his own comments now. That's next.